day 2. It is a late start today. I had a date night morning with my husband, so whenever we're apart, we try to spend a couple of hours just having a date night, playing games, watching a movie together, catching up properly. And what was meant to be just until midnight ended up until 4 a.m. So I ended up sleeping at 6ish. So yeah, I had a little bit of a late morning. I woke up at 12 and then I got ready briefly. I wanted to do something that I got as an idea yesterday at the event, which basically one of the use cases they discussed was the ability to create a podcast on the things that you're interested in, and have it almost like a daily brief. So I'm going to do that exercise with you guys, and then we can see if Manus AI can really be a personal assistant. So what I've done now, and let me flip my camera. So what I've done now is just basically created a prompt that says, you are my personal chief intelligence officer. I'm preparing for this specific role in an AI startup focused on certain sort of sub areas that I'm interested in. And then I give it a few of the prompts in terms of what I'd like and the resources it could look to. And then I am going to see what it does. So let's go. While it's doing its thing in the background, probably to give a couple of updates. So this quarter, this summer, I'm both doing something more on the serious side in terms of working in an industry where you're advising very big clients, and then something on the more riskier side, which is working with a startup. And the whole hypothesis is trying to understand which of those two do I feel would get me closer to my goal of just being part of an executive team when a company IPOs. And there's many routes to get there, but which one feels most natural to me, which one plays the best in terms of my strengths, but also where I draw energy from. If I think about the startup environment, it's very unstructured. It is fast growth. So you must be someone who's able to structure your own learning within the chaos, and then also carve out time to be able to upskill yourself, because there isn't any formalized upskilling. And then also it is quite risky, right? You basically take a bet on an entity that you do not know if it's going to make it, particularly within the world of AI when there is so much competition, as I saw in yesterday's event. But more generally, a lot of startups that I've been working with, that I speak to, there's probably 5 to 10 other competitors doing the exact same thing with all impressive teams. And there is a huge risk that the team that you back, the idea that you back, and the execution capability that you back might not work out. Then what do you do, right? San Francisco is very expensive. An MBA is very expensive. So the ROI on that is just a very strong consideration. But the pros are, if it does work out, and even if it doesn't, you learn so much more than you could have learned in any other context, because there's much faster accountability. There is seeing the impact of your work in more real time, which is a lot of what really I'm drawn to. Then there's the other side of working for big institutions where there is formalized training. There's a lot of brand credibility that you get from that, as well as seeing sort of best practices within that, core competency that you'd be joining. So if it's Google, Anthropic, etc. But the downside is you are a small piece of the cog, and you don't have as much autonomy, and not autonomy in terms of being an individual contributor, but you're often told what the scope should be or what the outcomes that are being driven are, versus being part of helping to refine and shape the direction. And I think it's honestly a personal choice that's focused on capabilities, focused on appetite, where you draw your energy from, as well as your risk appetite, right? And the summer for me is trying to figure out by dabbling in both worlds and seeing which one I like more. And I genuinely like both a lot. So hence I'm just struggling with this decision in terms of, do I go the structured route and then maybe go into startup land later, or do I just jump in now? and my head and my heart are at odds. But anyway, so you guys know that my long-term goal is to recruit for an executive role within a startup. So hence the prompt, and we will see. So it's just developing a task plan. It's going to different websites, which is quite interesting and very different to ChatGPT. And it's taking from McKinsey. What do COOs care about? That is insane. Okay, so it's completed the task. Let me show you guys the first output, which is the brief itself. And then we'll listen to the podcast together. Let's see. So here's the brief, 19 July. Here's the daily briefing to keep you sharp. Multi-orchestration tools. So it tells me about different startups. Tactical insight from a large player. Startup and funding movement. I think it's decent. I think I just need to prompt it out for more insights on competitive advantage, on, differentiation versus just giving me a list of different startups. But I definitely like the macro and the leadership nugget piece. So let's see how much refining we can do and then see where we land. Okay. I just sent the prompt. Let's see what version 2 looks like. Crossing fingers that it's much better. Because I also need to head out to get to this movie. So Manus AI, you better just pick up the pace. Okay, pick up the pace. Okay, this is version 2. And instead of just talking about a startup, it also mentions why it could scale, some of the team gaps, if they're hiring, and then some thought leadership on the space, and then big announcements for funding, and then operator toolkit. I love it. Okay, now let's listen to the podcast. Okay, sorry guys, I'm learning on the fly very quickly, but essentially you'd need to connect Manus to an external platform that generates the podcast. I don't have time to do the integration now, but one tool that is really good at taking study notes or any kind of long form text, or actually any kind of input, and turning it into a quick podcast is a platform called Notebook LLM. It's by Google. I would recommend you guys check it out. So I just took the output from Manus, dumped it into Notebook LLM, and then I'm making it generate a podcast, and then we'll listen to that together. Hope it works, but I'm teaching you guys all these tools, so I hope you're getting value from that at least. So as you can see, I've just put it in this, I've uploaded the PDF, and then it's generating a conversation, and you guys will see. It's incredible the way it will do it. Okay, it's ready. Are you guys ready? Let's listen.
Welcome to the deep dive. If you thought AI was moving fast, well, our briefing from July 19th shows it's actually fundamentally restructuring. We're seeing everything from AI agents paying bills autonomously to startups hitting unicorn status in months.
Yeah, and at the same time, others are shutting down faster than ever. It's a lot to track.
Exactly. It's a pretty confusing landscape, and that's why we're here. This deep dive is really your shortcut to understanding what's really going on, beyond the headlines.
Right. We've basically boiled down the key moves in AI startups, the infrastructure shifts, and those critical go-to-market.
Our mission today, pull out those uncommon, maybe non-obvious insights from the briefing. So by the end, you should have a much clearer idea of how AI is reshaping business ops, and super importantly, the huge role an operational leader plays in all.
Listen, guys, don't say I don't do nothing for y'all. That's a tool drop. Notebook LLM, get it right, love it, and I can automate that to get delivered into my inbox every day at 7 o'clock, whatever time. So that's my little productivity hack. If you're ever researching a new industry, if you are working in a space where there's so many different movements and you need to always keep up to breast with that happening, and instead of like going through like different news platforms, you can get delivered in sound. The world is changing. Let's change with it. Okay, I'm running late, so I'm gonna call a lift and then head over to the cinema. I haven't eaten today, so I don't even know what my plan for that is, but let's go watch a movie. Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
How are you?
Good. How's your weekend going?
It's going well, thank you.
A second guess me, a second guess them. Don't second guess me. Live in the moment, cause we are so free. And in this moment, life is like a dream. Live in the moment, cause we are so free. And in this moment, life is like a dream. So come a little closer, but don't hold your breath.
Okay, I have arrived in the very busy Union Square. I try to avoid this place since I've lived here. So when I was a tourist, I used to come here all the time. But now that I live here, I avoid it because it's so full, like always. The sun is hitting here. So I'm at the AMC and I'm gonna see if I catch the movie slot now or a little bit later, because I'm quite hungry and I'm worried about watching a movie when I haven't eaten, because then I'll be impatient. But let's go. Sorry? Yes. Is there another one that has hot dogs? No. Okay, that. And then can I just get like small popcorn? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Card. It is so pricey. It was $40. But yeah, I'm hungry. And then can the drink be a Coke? Oh, okay, okay.
Which one?
Yeah, I have it all, but the line is so long. I'm gonna miss the first part of the movie. I am so late. There's not even anyone walking in my direction. The way people are probably seated. The popcorn is so good. So although it doesn't have the typical flavors that I find in South Africa, it's just normal butter. It's not bad. Ooh, Superman is streaming. Very fancy one, but I'm gonna watch that with my husband in a few weeks when I get to South Africa. 11's just a random one, so let's go watch the movie, guys. I'm excited. It's Jurassic World. Here we go.
An eating machine.
There's no going back. This is between Lasso, the wizard,
Arrow and his squadron hot on her trail.
Just finished. Oh wow. Steven Spielberg, you remain one of my favorites of all time. That movie was incredible. Cinematography. I love it. I love it. Steven Spielberg is like one of my favorite directors of of lifetimes. There's no one like him, honestly. So that is a good 8 out of 10. I got quite tired, but it was just really worth it. So I'm happy I did this. I just need the restroom, and then I'm going to make my way all the way to the other side of town now for the comedy show. Let's go. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And then it's right next to this mini park. So I just decided to take the escalators to enjoy the view. Ooh. Just decided to snap a few pictures because this view, guys, this view. San Francisco, I think one of my favorite things about living here, let's walk and talk, is it's just beautiful. I don't know what else to say in terms of how to describe it. Obviously, I think like Cape Town's still the most beautiful city, but this has like its own distinct beauty. I think it's just so many different things to do and see in one concentrated location. And then you have the nature, and then so many different forests and parks are like within reach, like an hour out of the city, for big hiking spots that are absolutely breathtaking. And then the sun sets late, so although it's violent, but it's not as violent as Cape Town. Very pretty.
Reminiscing the good old days, remembering to forget all the bad ones. I remember when college seemed.
I am now home. As you guys can see, I'm gonna just get changed, charge my phone, and then we'll head to the comedy show.
So important, but is it worth it? Then wondering what truly matters to me. I know for sure it's not a fancy degree. I'd like to do what I love, but what if I'm not good enough? Split personality, sometimes sour, sometimes sweet. An M. Night Shyamalan story called Everything's Peachy. Can we just skip straight to the plot twist, please? Life's all about balance, and real love takes practice. We know accidents happen.
international performer. Y'all give it up for the one and only, the brilliant Helen Cho.
Is that like a South African thing? Yes?
Yes.
Oh. You know, I'm not gonna be racist. I'm not gonna be like, do you know Trevor Noah? But I mean, like, South Africans, that's cool. How do you feel about apartheid? I mean, it's not there anymore, but
Johannesburg, yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, so it's you two. What is one thing you feel like that people don't know about South Africa?
We actually are more diverse than people give us credit for, and I think we're one of the few countries in the world that deeply integrate across race, culture, and we have the friendliest people.
Yeah, I always like it when people. I comment shit entertain, and especially if it's not me. Like, I just want to repeat what she said. She said we're way more diverse than what people give credit for.
Know about Gotham City by any chance? The reason I call it that, I can call it that, is because I have lived in Oakland for 8 years. Or as I call it, my one full Obama, or my one good Trump plus Rikers. However you want to put.
I can't get a Gouda. You know, it doesn't have to be a good impression. Can I get a regular Gouda? Give me a regular Gouda. What in the British fuckery is happening? Literally, take it on. That's you guys' favorite. What's my favorite word? Literally. Word. Literally. Why they gotta say it like mine? You are all loved. You're all worthy. You're all enough. You guys have a great night. Thank you for coming to the party.
That was so good. That was so good. But the highlight for me was just learning that it's actually black owned. It's the first black owned comedy club in San Francisco. And in the second piece, they were like, I'm like an Angela Bassett. Do I look like Angela Bassett? And then, of course, they roasted South Africa. Like, I didn't want to say where I'm from because I know that South Africa now is like a roastable country, but it was so good. It's called The Function. If you guys are ever in SF, I highly recommend you attend one of these shows. So it's home time. And then when I said the whole thing about how diverse we are, then she just roasted like, oh, thank you for the TED talk. But it did close any kind of further roasting on South Africa, so that was good. And yeah, and it was so beautiful. Look how full it is now for the next show. So if you guys ever are looking for good comedy, The Function is the place to be. Let's support upcoming things. Apparently the guy who owns it is the opener for Dave Chappelle, so you know, let's support dreams and hustlers. And I want to do more comedy clubs across the world, but America, New York being the priority. But yeah, let me go home. Okay, so this is where I'm going to call the video. I hope you guys enjoyed day 2, which was another deep dive into more San Francisco culture, more than Silicon Valley.